Three, two, one.
I'm so excited. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Talent Talk. We are the John Scott Talent Group, and we are here to bring you information and education and a little bit of entertainment, or maybe a lot of bit of entertainment. And we are really excited. We've got a group of girls all in the house. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, y'all. All right, so I am Davina Clarity, and today we are going to be talking about Women's History Month. So today, this is the month of March, which we are celebrating Women's History Month, and we have an amazing panel of women ladies in the house. We are bringing it this morning, right? So, what I want to introduce you guys. So you guys all know Christy to my I don't know which direction this is, but this direction, Christy in the house. She's our marketing director, extraordinaire. And then to my that direction, there is Cyndee Shingledecker. We are all business owners and professionals in the real estate industry. Cyndee is with WFG Title, and she has a lot of other titles we're going to share with you a little bit later. And then here, where are we? Right here, Megan Gillespie, boss, mom, and real estate broker, and professional, and mentor, and teacher. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what you do as well. And then last but not least, Susie Williams. Wait, where are you? Where are you, Susie?
Here I am.
Yes, and we're saying, okay, Susie, what is she? She is like the mother to all, right? And she is also business owner, real estate broker, runs a team, amazing lady, and we all have different gifts that God has given us, and we're going to talk about some of those things, and also invite everyone in on some conversation as well. And we're gonna let's just go round robin. We talk about Women's History Month. There's some trivia involved that we're gonna start off with today too. So you know what? Why don't we start off with a little bit of a trivia? How about that?
Perfect. Here you go. Here's the first trivia question. NAR's first female member joined in what year? A, 1875, B, 1890, C, the 1900s, or D, 1910?
Wow.
Drop your comments, drop your answers in the comments, and we're gonna reveal the real answer at the end.
Yeah, women in real estate, women have made a lot of history. There's been a lot of firsts, and we come from a history of being, I don't say the underdog, but this was a man's world, right? And women's rights, like women couldn't vote, women couldn't own businesses, women couldn't do a lot of things. And so as we talk about just men are from Mars, women are from we live in different worlds, but we also have an amazing way to communicate. It's really funny, before we got on, usually we got Jurgen and Steve and it's the guys thing, but what are we doing? How are my lips? I mean, we just all connect in such a different way. So anyway, so this is fun just to see how far we've come. Look how far we've come, so. All right. So good morning. Well, we've got some good mornings also. So
we have some answers in the comments.
yes.
So Donna is guessing D. Serena is guessing C. All right, guys. Let's see at the end of the show which one's the correct answer. So as Davina was saying, women's roles in real estate have shifted throughout the years, and I was reading up on it, and it turns out that the real estate game started in the 1700s, and it wasn't until the late 1800s that women started getting involved in real estate, and this was more secretary work than anything. And then it just slowly started picking up from there, and now women are dominating the real estate field.
Absolutely. They really are. And, you know, we also will share a little bit about who our women role models are. We look up there's someone that we look up to, and what's really amazing too is we're walking in, and taking our steps in our journey. People are watching us too. So we have to also definitely keep that in mind. It's a blessing to be able to do what we do in our real estate industry and impact so many lives. And then we have to also remember that, there's women that stepped before us that have impacted our lives before. And so we're going to share as well. And we want you guys to share with us as well who your favorite woman in real estate or woman role model is as well. So here's so let's go around. Let's go around the horn. We'll start. Who do we start with? Okay, since we introduced Susie last, Susie, let's start with you. So as you have talk to us a little bit about what you do and how just impacting the community around you. What are some of the things that you've learned in your walk, and some of the things that you do as well?
So I'm going to start first by telling you who really influenced me, and that was my fifth grade teacher, Barb Fisk. And I remember her kind of redirecting me. I was a little bit of a troubled fifth grader. I would sneak out the window, just doing some bad things because I didn't have anything that she needed to share with me. So I would leave. And I remember her having that conversation with me about being a leader and having some power. And I thought, what? And she just challenged me to redirect that energy. And so that kind of has always shaped and framed since then. Am I making a positive difference, or am I a negative influencer? And so I just remember very clearly in fifth grade making the decision to be a difference maker. And that's really how I would define myself, and that's how I try to live my life, is daily making a difference for somebody somewhere. And so what that has led to is adopting a lot of kids. So we've got 11 children right now that live all over the world, and just having the influence to speak into their lives when they're asking questions about different parts of their life has been a huge blessing for us. I also do have a lot of passion for education, and was actually a teacher for a long time, about 13 years. And so I've actually adopted a school with my business, making sure to give back to the community. And so I give back to Idlewild Elementary. We've adopted that school to support teachers and also military families. So we provide school supplies. We just really try to fill the gap for whether it's a child that's kind of in the wings somewhere because of lack, or if it's a teacher that needs to be encouraged. And we just have built relationships with that school. And so we do a lot of different events for the school throughout the year just to encourage teachers. And then the other thing that I do, it's very, very quiet. It's kind of an underground system. I've kind of modeled it after historical figures where, we were rescuing the Jewish population from Germans, being able to hide them and rescue them. And same thing with the African-American history, where they had this underground railroad system. And that's really the program that I've developed to help women in crisis, whether they are sexual assault victims or if they're domestic violence victims. It's a one-on-one kind of role, and connecting with community members who have a heart to help others, and just making sure that they have resources so that they can be safe and move their lives forward.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so good. Excuse me. We and want to also just say that you've done such amazing. We talked about women. You're a mother of many, like you really are a mother of many. And sometimes we as women also think about having our own children biologically. But even if you don't have your own biological children, we also have to remember that we can mother others. Mothering others is, and you've done that, and an example of that. So that's really awesome. Susie. We are going to move over because we're talking about mothering, and you're smiling over there, Megan, because she's a boss mom, and and she's a writer and all these other things. So let's talk a little bit about your journey with motherhood and business and what you're doing that's impacting your community and your people.
Absolutely. So I am a mentor for mom business owners, and I created a platform when I was pregnant with my 3.5-year-old daughter called Boss Ladies and Babies. And it started as a podcast just of me having this internal crisis of how I was going to continue to be this entrepreneur I'd worked my whole life to be. Like, I was growing my name in real estate. I was doing all of these things as a professional woman. And then I was going to become a mom. And I was panicking because not many people were talking about doing this, right? It was like you go to work and you're a professional, and then you come home and you're a mom, and there's a divide, and there's no meshing of these two pieces of yourself. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have it all. I wanted to be a boss lady with a baby. And I decided I'm going to do this, and I'm not the only person who feels this way. And so what can I do to help other women who are experiencing these awful feelings that I'm experiencing? How can I inspire them? How can I relate to them? How can we band together and show up and make a difference and change this narrative for women? And in the last, 4 years, I feel like this boss mom movement has really exploded all over social media. And, the pandemic had a big piece in that, with all of a sudden everybody's children were home with them. And it wasn't just moms who were having their kids involved, dads were having their kids show up in their Zoom meetings and all that as well. And that's been a really huge blessing for, just the entire industry of women working with children. But now I do whatever I can to provide resources to help women find that balance and to find that almost that confidence and that strength that you need to embrace who you are in all aspects of your life. And I have another baby on the way now, and I'm experiencing similar feelings that I was the first time, because, at first I was never been a mom before, and I was having this huge transition. And now I've got this down. I'm a boss lady with a baby. I'm running my businesses. I'm inspiring women. I've, got the routine down with my daughter, and my world's about to get shaken up again with another baby, which is terrifying, but also really special because I can share that experience with other women, and we can lean on each other and grow from each other's experience and help each other and find that support. And that's what it's really all about for me, is to create that community and that support to lift each other up.
That's awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that, Megan. Just that divide of like professionalism and motherhood, and like, my son's right here, and being able to work in an industry where I have that freedom of being able to bring him into meetings, and everyone's okay with it, and he's super chill baby, but being able to have that balance has made life so much better, because I'm able to still be a mom and still be with him and watch him grow. But I'm also learning so much about the industry and just growing the business, So it's a nice balance to have. And it honestly makes all the difference with, just loving what you do and being able to do it with the people you love. So yeah, I love that.
And I think once you embrace that and you stop trying to fight against it, and you truly embrace all the pieces of yourself and everything that you have in your life, that's when you can start to discover that balance, because you're not trying to hide pieces or, kind of navigate through showing up here and showing up there. You really are able to just find that true balance.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Donna said, Megan, I miss your daughter saying "be bold" at the end of our business meetings.
Yes.
Baby bold. we call her Baby Bold, and at the end of every meeting when we say "be bold," you would hear her little cute voice in the end. Be bold. Love it.
This is good though, because we talk about life and work balance and like the blend of, or how do we we call it juggling and all these things. And I think this is like really appropriate to actually lean over to Cyndee Shingledecker, because Cyndee, you actually, you know, as a professional, you have a heart for women and them actually we showing up in different areas of our lives as well, right?
Mhm.
And it's not just about the business, and then it's like, oh gosh, you know, I feel like I'm lacking in this area or that area. Talk to us a little bit about work, play. I'm not sure if I got the right order, but talk to us about what
Okay.
you
Well, as a busy woman myself, all my life, I realized that I was missing something. Had my family. I was that mom at the soccer field. I was trying to keep my career together, and I just hit a huge burnout. So that's what made me turn around and create. It was actually called, it's LD Living Dolls Inc. And Work, Play, Live. So when you decide that you need to get control of your life, then it's a simple process, really, to sit down and have a conversation with yourself and decide what's important to you. Of course, your family's important. Of course, growing as a woman is very important, but so is your downtime, your laughter time, your camaraderie time. And to find that balance is very, very hard. So I started with that thought, and it has been many, many years, and it's been changed many ways, because think about when we were in COVID, we were our only advocate for a long time. Think about when you're starting your career, you're always just learning and studying and going. And then we mature, which I'm mature now, and I have time to give back. So that has to be in my plan too. I'm president of my Rotary. I still meet with women. I still do all these things that are outside of my work. And I'm a family person too. So that's how it was created. And that's the goal of it.
That's good. You know, you say work, play, live, and I was thinking, which one of those words really resonates with me right now? And I almost feel like if it just on the top of the head, if you say work, play, live, and then there's a word like I'll be transparent. I'm like play. I was like, I need to play. You know, and it's almost like you can see where you're lacking in some of the areas by just even identifying, you know, being intentional and identifying, you know, where is it that we're needing to actually focus more on in our lives. We can't do everything all the time, but we can do the best that we can and focus on the things that we're needing to really improve. So that's really good, just to say that focus time.
Right.
You know,
The
so
formula is actually the opposite. So live, play, work. So if you list those things out, then the work will just surround in
okay. Yeah.
the rest of it. So if you take just 15 minutes and figure out what it is that you need to do to live, you know, what's your life, your family, etc. What's your fun part? What gives you joy? Are you a hiker? Are you a skier? Whatever. And the rest of it will all fall in place for you.
Yeah. And then we have a few comments. Steve, such amazing women on Talent Talk today. Thank you, Steve. And then Teresa had a question. Who inspired you and why?
Oh,
All right.
that's a good one. Who wants to tackle that?
Oh.
I will. I have a few different inspirations as I look back on like my career and my journey to where I am now. And I think, you know, the first one would start with my mom, who was a stay-at-home mom my entire childhood. And she always showed us, I have two sisters, and she always showed us that, you know, we can have whatever it is that we wanted. And I always imagined that I would be a stay-at-home mom just like her. But then I realized that's not what I'm meant to do. And I actually want to be a working mom. And so to have her support as I kind of navigated through that has been really incredible. And then when I first got into real estate, shortly after I had been in the industry, I met this woman who was my mentor named Heather Simpson. And she was the first like working woman who showed me that you can push yourself outside of whatever walls and boundaries and limits that you've thought that were there, and you can really explode past that. And she lit a fire under me to do more than what I thought was the top for me. And she was the CEO of the company that I was working at, and she was the first female CEO that I had ever met. And the amount of inspiration that she gave me, not only as a woman, but as an entrepreneur, as a realtor, and beyond, was immeasurable for my career. I don't think I would be where I was now if I hadn't met her. And now, with the chapter of my career, my life that I'm in, I'm inspired every single day by the women in my community. I work with moms who are trying to build their dreams and to have it all with small children at home. And even though I'm in the same situation as them or in a similar life place as them, seeing these women show up every single day against all the odds, through the highs and the lows and all these hot mess moments that come along with motherhood, and see them not giving up and crushing it and pushing forward no matter what, it keeps me going every day. Because as much experience as I have, and, you know, as this mentor role that I've created for myself, and as much inspiration as I like to give, I still have really hard days and I struggle too. And to see these women that I've surrounded myself with just keep showing up, it keeps me going through anything. And it's been really amazing.
I love it. You know, we think about you say mom inspired, and now all of the women in our lives are actually inspirations. That's one of the things that we were just saying. You can be an inspiration to someone and not even know it, just simply by being available, by participating, by planting those seeds of, encouragement. And so that's really good. Janet had a comment.
Yeah, so Janet said, Cyndee actually was my mentor and inspires me every day. I love her and her heart, and she is definitely an influential woman in real estate.
That's really
Way to
good.
go, Cyndee.
Aww.
And then Serena put, keep showing up for each other. Love that.
Yep. Love it. If, what is, and I'm going to throw this out to you guys, and, Susie, I think I'm going to point to you, because Susie has, you just talked about how, not only have you mothered, many children, and you've also, giving your heart to helping and being an advocate for women, and having a rescue, which is huge. And we're going to get a little bit more information about, how people can help with that. But what do you think is a skill that all women should learn, and maybe why? Since you've had so much in contact with women that have just been really needing some help and some guidance and just someone to pull them up.
Love that question, because here's what I'm thinking. I think as women, and Megan, you probably had this experience as well. When you're a mom and you're having those down days, we find ourselves using language like, I'm just a mom, right? And we kind of talk down about motherhood in some way, like it's a lesser role. And yet it isn't. It really is one of the hardest things you're ever going to do. It's also probably the most influential thing that you will ever do, because most women will point to their own mothers as somebody that influenced them. So when you think about that, that's tremendous. And I think the other thing that makes women very successful in pursuing a career in real estate or as a business owner in any format is the things that you do as a mom: scheduling, planning, budgeting, all of these things that we do because it needs to be done, and we don't value because we're just stepping into it because it needs to be done. Those are all things that actually set you up to be a powerhouse in any kind of industry that your heart really desires. But especially because of our role as women and counselor and comforter to children and all that, it really sets us apart to be a different type of listener for clients who are looking to buy, especially first-time buyers or senior buyers and sellers. It's a gift to know how to listen well. And when you listen well, you can serve better. And when you serve better, you have more success. And so I think this whole idea of mothering is actually a really powerful segue into becoming a strong business person.
That's good. Anyone else want to give their insight? Excuse me. Excuse me. Any more insight on what what skill that you think all women should learn and why? Now, I will tell you that I just wrote this circle and put "I'm just" and put an X through it. I think we need to all wear the T-shirt because we do use that limitate that word that's limiting. So what is another skill? I think that's a skill, actually, just identifying that. Anything else?
Well, there's one thing that's really important to all of us as women too, and everybody probably, but we have to be our best self advocates. We have got to believe in us. We have got to have the strength to put one foot in front of the other. And we have to also have the strength to say, no, this is not going to fit for me, but this works. So you have to also be your own negotiator, whether it's motherhood, whether it's business, whether it's family. It's very, very important to be your own advocate.
How hard is it to say no?
I know.
I definitely
find ways around that word.
Yeah, Dawn had a message just here in the chat about first, so grateful to be, yes, we need to wear the qualified, yes, that say qualified, no more just. Now, here's the thing too, and thank you also, Dawn, for being so, she said also that you're grateful and be a community. We're really grateful to actually be a part of a community of amazing women as well, and as such as you too, Dawn. So thank you for that. The one thing that you said, Cyndee, no, just say no. Just say no, right? I mean, like that was a campaign about
right.
I think we need to adopt that because sometimes our best yes is no, and it's empowering to say no. And identifying that we don't have to be the people pleaser. We don't have to, we come from a place, where being, in the home and trying to put band-aids on everything, right? And trying to fix everything. And it's always a yes. And we've been taught, start from a place of yes. But sometimes we know is our best yes. That can, if we ever, there's many times that I've said yes to things and then I'm like, why did I do that? And I didn't want to say, I just couldn't say no to them because I just want, and it's all about, the pleasing. And then you walk into things and maybe you're not doing it 100% or you're not, feeling like this is where, I really need to be. So saying no is actually very empowering and letting someone else do it instead of you. Delegation.
Yes, I'll do it. It's okay. It'd be just easier for me to take it.
Right. Because I already know. No, right?
No.
Just say no.
Well, if you say yes so many times, then you can't get through your first yes because you're so paranoid about getting to the second yes, to the third yes. And then what did you do all day? You just did yeses and you didn't get your work done or your nails done or whatever your priority was supposed to be that day.
Yeah. So that needs to be, saying yes needs to be the thing of yesterday. No, just kidding. No, but so this is so good, but let's recap too. We had a trivia question that went up, and we don't want anyone to forget. This is Women's History Month. We've got an all women panel here. We're talking all things women. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let's chat it out. This is like, we don't get to do this every week, so let's do this today. And what's our trivia question?
So the trivia question is, NAR, National Association of Realtors, first female member joined in what year? Is it A, 1875, B, 1890, C, 1900, or D, 1910? Are we ready for that answer?
Let's go ahead. And I think we have another trivia question too that's also related to this. And do you want to go ahead and do the answer? And then what time is it? I'm like, we're having so much fun.
We are honestly, we are past our time.
Wow.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep it going.
Well, you know what? We'll throw in one more bonus trivia question, and then
Okay.
we'll wrap up with the events, upcoming events, and then when there's a few giveaways, and then at the end we'll go ahead and give that answer. All right. So
Okay.
the next trivia question is: true or false? 1/3 of realtors helping homebuyers are women. Is that a true or false? You got to stay to the end to find out.
And we're
And then,
almost there.
yeah, I know. And then Davina, we have a few giveaways going
We
on.
do. I meant to mention it earlier. Do you want to talk about what we're doing, Christy?
Yeah. All right. So we have our upcoming giveaway is we are giving away a free Dutch Bros gift card. So all you have to do is like this post, like our page, and share this video. And you are entered to win. We'll announce our winners in our upcoming Talent Talk next Friday at 8:15.
So you have all week, but do it today, right? Just like us. And then also we have ongoing, and at the end of April, we're going to be announcing the winner. The announcement will probably come in May, but our winner trip. So if you are interested in learning how you can win a trip anywhere around the world, it's a $4,000 credit to our AAA travel partner. No purchase necessary to win, so you don't have to buy a house to win. Just go in and click on the link and fill out the form, and we will enter you into the drawing, which will happen at the end of next month. So really excited about that. And so oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm all amped up. Can we go have coffee, you guys? Like, seriously? This has been really good. We also want to, before we head out and before we answer the 2 questions, want to just wrap this up before we go. Susie, you had, and you guys are all doing these. You guys have amazing projects that you're working on and that are ongoing. And so don't want to miss an opportunity for you to, for us to just give a little last minute, what is it that we can do to help you, or what are some things that you're needing to there's some calls to action, right? So if we can start over with you, Susie, with what you're doing with the women and the kids, and what can, if anyone wants to help, what are some needs? How can we lean in?
So far as what I do with domestic violence victims and sexual assault victims, one of the big things that we have found is lacking is a way to communicate safely. And so we have been trying to get more cell phones donated. I have an agreement with my cell phone plan where they will give us either a free minutes for emergency calls or just an immediate phone need that we then connect to one of my cell phone plans, which are now maxed out. So phones is definitely something that's a huge need. Very often when there's a woman, there's children involved that are teenagers, or they need to be able to communicate with mom. And so it's not just one phone per household that's needed, but at least 2 typically, because that's the first thing we do is we capture the cell phones that they've been using and either leave them at the property where they have been living, or leave them at a public space, like a public library or a Safeway grocery store or something like that. But they're no longer able to be tracked, kind of thing. So that would be a huge thing. We do need them to be working. I don't have anybody that knows how to fix phones for free. So if you have a phone that you're upgrading, if you want to connect with me, and I'd be happy to meet with you or have you drop them off at one of their locations so we can pick those up and disseminate those to women that are in need. That would be great.
Okay. And then we'll put your number here on the screen so that people can see. And we already actually have it all here. Susie Williams, if anyone wants to contact Susie about, some cell phone donations or any way they can help with the need, please give Susie a call or a text. And there was something else you had mentioned. I don't know, just in regards to needing spaces,
Oh, yeah. So COVID, we've had more cases of domestic violence that are very emergent needs, and there's no shelter. This is the problem with the housing crisis that we're in right now. So if anybody has a heart to serve these women, even temporarily, by giving them a safe space, if you have an extra rental or something you use for a B&B or an VRBO, if you have a heart to serve, we're always looking for places to stash families temporarily. It would only ever be for 70 to 71 hours period, in order to protect you legally as well as the family with children. And so if that's something that you would have a heart to be able to participate in, that part of helping these women restart their lives, you can also reach me by cell phone, text, or email.
Awesome. Thank you, Susie, for that. And so good. And as we wrap up, want to hit each of you ladies before we go. Megan, you have you've got your business on top of your real estate business, and you've co-authored a book, and you're doing the mentoring, and there are things. I know Christy's holding the book up. So like,
I love this.
What's the book? Where can we get the book? How do we tap in? Like, if someone is interested in mentoring with you or having those conversations, coaching, talk to us about how we get with Megan.
Awesome. Yeah. So the book is found on Amazon, and it's called The Millennials Guide for Working Parents. And it's about balancing parenting and life and everything in between. And it was written by myself and two other amazing mompreneurs. One is in the corporate industry. She works crazy hours, travels all the time. The other is a full-time stay-at-home mom with a side hustle. And then there's me, who has all these things going on. And we all came together from our three completely different motherhood journeys and walks of life, and created this guide that makes it really easy to use. If you have a problem, you can just flip to it and find the answer. You don't even have to read the whole book. So that's on Amazon. And as far as everything else, I provide a ton of resources for the moms out there who are trying to grow their businesses with children. I have a weekly podcast. It comes out twice a week. There are mini episodes that are just quick, to the point business tips. And then I also have full-length episodes where I bring on other women to really inspire and share their expertise and their experience. And the podcast is called Boss Ladies and Babies, and you can find it anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. As far as working together further, I offer a lot of resources, from webinars to masterclasses to courses, and then coaching and mentorship. So you can find that all at bossladiesandbabies.com. But the thing that I am most excited about right now is my new membership community that's called Boss Ladies and Babies Headquarters. And this is a virtual space that has everything you need in one spot to run your business and to do it without sacrificing your motherhood experience. There is training, there is networking, there is connection with other women, there's support, community. It has everything that you need, and opportunities to surround yourself with women who understand what you're going through. And it has been an incredible group that's been building. I'm really excited about it. And I'm offering for the month of March, for Women's History Month, a free month trial if you're interested in learning more. So just shoot me an email or reach out to me, and I can get you the link to that. But it's just really been incredible to provide these resources at every level. Free resources, paid resources, no matter where you are in your business or your journey, I have something that should be able to help you.
Wow. That sounds like a smorgasbord. we just got to go to the Megan buffet.
You can find it all on my Instagram at Boss Ladies and Babies, or at bossladiesandbabies.com. It breaks everything down for you there. So
awesome. This is just so great. And then Cyndee, you have been in this industry for such a long time, such a depth of experience, and with your Living Dolls Inc. And also I got to get it right. It's live, play, work, in that order. How can we connect? How can anyone, if they want to get more information about how to, even live a more balanced life, and, just kind of where you're doing your coaching, like Janet, said, what can we do to get your information out there?
Well, at this point, everything's being revamped right now. The website's being rebuilt. But anybody can give me a call and I'll meet with you one-on-one and have a conversation with you and see how I can help. The website and the rest of it should be together by next month. And then there'll be a place to go. Otherwise, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me in all the social medias. Living Dolls Inc. is still on Facebook as a page. And so is Work, Play, Live.
So you are, just even having you as a resource is great. And then I also have to plug, you are a title rep. So if you are in real estate and you need some info on some properties, hit up Cyndee Shingledecker.
There you go.
Get your trio.
Yeah, get your trio. Yep, WFG National Title is my company. And I just opened a new office in Olympia. So that's a fun thing too, to start up a new territory. I just love meeting all the people, and you'd be surprised how often they want to talk about Work, Play, Live.
Yes. Yep. It's all a part of the process. So awesome. I think we are out of time. We have our Forums Friday that is coming up in just a few minutes. So Steve is going to be diving into a form. If you are in real estate, no matter where you're affiliated with, pop in. You can learn a great deal of information on the Forums Friday. We also have our next open houses. So check out our website for open house information and listing information. And if you need to connect with a broker information, any questions, go to our website. What else we have? Canva.
So I'm having my Canva 2 class on March 29th. We're going to be diving into a little deeper into the Canva features. So we're going to be talking about making different templates for flyers, postcards, business cards, you name it. We're going to be talking about it on Canva. So join the class March 29th. The class is actually filling up really quickly. We have, I think, about 50 signups right now. So make sure you sign up for that class. It's going to be a good one. And then our next career night is April 26th. So if you missed last week's career night, this week's career night. If you missed this week's career night, go ahead, sign up for next month. A lot of valuable information. If you're thinking about getting a real estate license, definitely you're not going to want to miss that one.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm ready. Answer to our trivia questions, and then we're going to head out. So our first one.
So our first trivia question is, was that the answer? I almost put the answer out there. All right. NAR's first female member joined in what year? It was it A, 1875, B, 1830, C, 1900s, or D, 1910. We had a few people writing. We have a few C's, D's. The final answer is D. NAR's first female member joined in 1910, and she was a broker from Seattle, Washington, Corinne Simpson. All right. There we go. Washingtonians. All right. And then
the second question.
Yes. So our second question was a true or false. 1/3 of realtors helping buyers are women. And we had a few comments on here. Let's see. Serena said true. Mm-hmm. Steve said true. Donna said true. Lucas is
false.
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 Yolanda said false. I think it's more than 1/3.
Yeah, all so right. Let's do the math. So third is 33.33333%, right? 33% is a third, right? So okay. So is it more or less than 33%?
So the actual answer is false. It's 2/3 of realtors helping buyers are women. We are dominating this field, guys. This is amazing.
Yes, the actual real estate agent. I think if it's a percentage in 2020, the percentage was what, Susie?
64%
in 2020, and we've always, I don't know, we haven't always been a women-dominated field, but it's interesting that we are in a women-dominated field. I think we're looking at some stats. the one area in real estate that is male dominated is commercial real estate. So there are not as many women in the commercial real estate field. I wonder why that is. Maybe we need to, come on, ladies, we need to step it up.
All right. So as we wrap, I just wanted to set one more reminder. If you are interested in joining our giveaway for free Dutch Bros, I know I am a huge fan of Dutch Bros. I love it. I kind of want to enter now. Can I enter? I don't know. We'll see. All right. So all you have to do to enter our giveaway is like our page and share out this post of this live that you guys are watching, and we'll announce the winners next Town Talk Friday at 8:15.
Yes. All right. And so where's our baby bold, right? Laura.
Oh,
man. We should have prepared.
We should have.
I know. All right. So I feel like we all need to just do this together. Usually we say, okay, we want to go. Let's all just, just real quickly, being bold is literally what you ladies are doing every day, right? Stepping outside of that comfort zone, doing something outside of yourself, being a light and inspiring and growing and using your best yes, right? So we're going to go out with a huge be bold, okay? And so let's all of us count down, and we'll count it I'll count it up. 1, 2, 3. We're going to count it up together, and we're going to say be bold. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, be bold. And we're going to do this together because lady power here, okay, on our National Women's History Month. And just really thankful for you guys to be able to be here and share this time with us and our audience. All right. So you guys ready? All right. So let's count it out. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Be bold. The anticipation on that one.
I know. Have a great weekend, you guys, and we will see y'all next week.
Thank you.